Hello everyone, I'm Chameleonaire. Welcome to another Know Your Mob video. Today we're going to be talking about the undead archer, the skeleton. In this video we're going to be going over all of the different variants of the skeleton. The original skeleton, the wither skeleton, and the stray. To start it off, we're going to talk about the OG skeleton. Since the inception of Minecraft, the skeleton equips a bow and arrow, shoots at the player as soon as they're spotted. They can shoot within the 15 block radius of the target with accuracy. They shoot arrows once every 2 seconds on the easy and normal difficulty, and they shoot once a second on hard, making them an intimidating marksman. But they stop moving completely to shoot at the player. But be wary when you're in the water and a skeleton sees you. They shoot much faster on land. In addition to that, the rate of the fire increases as the player approaches them, making hand combat a challenge because of the knockback getting shot at with arrows. Skeletons can sink in the water and can't swim, but they cannot drown. They can only spawn at night, being that it's an undead mob. They can survive the daylight if they can find some shade, found chilling in some water, standing on soul sand, even though the chances of this happening is super rare because you'd have to go to the nether, get it, and plant it, or if they're wearing a helmet. If the skeleton is seeking shade and sees you, it will begin to fire, so you gotta watch for your surroundings. Now let's talk about the stray. They're a lot like its unghostly counterpart with a couple of differences. To start off, strays are spawned solely in all kinds of snow biomes, snowy plains, ice spikes, frozen rivers. Fun fact, if a skeleton is on snow for more than 7 seconds, it will start to shake. Then 15 seconds later, it'll transform into a stray, health fully restored. Another difference is its sounds. Strays sound like a phantom ghost. Another big difference are their arrows. Strays shoot tipped arrows that inflict and cause a slowness effect for 30 seconds for any target shot by the arrow, and they're not immune to slowness themselves. Lastly, we have the wither skeleton. Personally, I was always intimidated by the wither skeleton. They're bigger and wield a stone sword that inflicts poison, causing a wither effect. They're found exclusively at the nether fortresses. All that the wither skeleton does is walk aimlessly around the fortress when they aren't in attack mode, but will sprint at the player and try to kill them. Surprisingly, they'll run from wolves but will fight back if they're being attacked. The wither skeleton's attacks are infused with wither effect that affects the entity for 10 seconds, which turns the player's health bar black and decreases by 1 every 2 seconds. All of the skeletons have 10 hearts of health. This gives each skeleton 20 health points because 1 heart equals 2 health points. To kill a skeleton, you need to inflict 20 points of damage to each skeleton. The skeletons deal a certain amount of damage depending on the difficulty. Skeletons deal between 0.5 to 2 hearts with its ranged attacks and 1 heart with melee attacks. With the stray, its arrows are tipped with slowness and will affect the player for 30 seconds. The wither skeleton strikes you with a stone sword and gives you the wither effect for 10 seconds. On easy they deal 2.5 wither hearts, on normal they deal 4 wither hearts, and on hard they deal 6 wither hearts. A wither skeleton will move towards you and try to strike you with its stone sword when it attacks. If it hits you with the sword, it will give you the wither effect for 10 seconds. You can drink milk to remove this effect immediately or wait 10 seconds for the wither effect to wear off. Some spawned skeletons have the ability to pick up dropped items from the ground. Unlike zombies, however, they will pick up only weapons or armor. If the picked up item is a weapon, the skeleton uses the item as a melee weapon. Skeletons spawned already armed with bows, which may be enchanted. Wither skeletons are immune to fire and the wither effect. They will still seek shade or water during the daylight if they are in the overworld, although they do not burn in the sunlight. All of the skeletons drop bones, cause they're skeletons, and will drop 0 to 2 bones. The maximum drop is increased by 1 per level of looting, for a maximum of 0 to 5 bones with looting the 3rd. Bones could be used to make bone meal, which help grow your crops and craft various dyes. Another usage for bones is taming wolves. I'll go into depth about it in a later video. The stray and skeleton could drop 0 to 2 arrows. The maximum drop is increased by 1 per level of looting, for a maximum of 0 to 5 arrows with looting the 3rd. The wither skeleton is unique for dropping an additional item. There is a 1 in 3rd chance to drop a single piece of coal. There is a 2.5% chance to drop a wither skeleton skull when killed by the player or a tamed wolf. When it comes to the skeletons, I believe that the bow and arrow is the way to go. They're still completely to shoot at you, which gives you the opportunity to shoot at them and dodge their arrows. If you have a tamed wolf, they'll attack them and that'll cause the skeleton to start attacking them. That's another opportunity to attack with a sword to do more damage. Strangely, the wither skeleton does not drown and is healed by instant damage and harmed by instant health effects, and are immune to regeneration and poison effects, and are not attacked by the wither. Bow and arrows are strongly recommended when fighting the wither skeleton, and you should use enchanted arrows with healing effects. The skeletons could also be a dual mob with the spider, called the spider jockey, which could feature all 3 skeletons and both the regular spider and the cave spider. There is a 1% chance for a spider to spawn with the skeleton riding it. In the nether, a spider has a 0.8% chance to spawn a wither skeleton on its back and form a spider jockey. In snowy biomes, a spider has a 0.8% chance to spawn a stray on its back and form a stray spider jockey instead. The skeleton and the spider each have separate drops when the part of the spider jockey is killed. Their drops are no different than if the skeleton or spider were standing alone. These skeletons are no pushover mob. They're an intimidating enemy that can seriously inflict an insane amount of damage, but there's a deader mob that can do just as much damage. Next week we'll be going over the zombie. Thanks for watching. I'm Chameleonaire. I'ma see ya next time.